During class last week, he brought this up, and yes, I know about this song, but I thought, wow, this is a perfect song for my talk today. And so thank you very much. I tell you what, this is what type of band that we have here, and it is so inspirational. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, and if you've been coming a while, for the most part, we try to tailor both of our premier songs that we do during service to be right in line with what the talk is about. And so that's what I love about this last song here is take it while you got the chance. So let's find out what I'm going to say today. What are you waiting for? That's a big one. I hear that all my life. What are you waiting for? I got stuff to do. You got your homework done yet? No. What are you waiting for? You got those greasy parts in your Pontiac. What are you waiting for? That's a great question, isn't it? I've been hearing that question my whole life. In fact, actually, I've been asking myself that question my whole life. Have you? I know that I have. Is it fear of getting hurt that stops us? Sometimes I think that it is. You know, if I'm doing something, I do it wrong, I'm going to get judged. I'm going to get compared to this person or that person. Oh, you're not doing it right. And that sometimes stops us. I know it has happened for me in the past. In fact, actually, it happened last week. So just because I'm able to stand up here and be part of this service doesn't mean that any of this stuff that I'm about ready to talk about, I'm above that. Because I'm right in the mess right with you. It may be a different aspect. It may be a different subject matter, but I am right there. Creating friendships. Have you ever stopped making a friend because you thought down the road that might end? Creating friends means you have to open up and be who you are on the inside. Not that person of who you have to be, like Alicia was singing about, but who are you authentically? Yes, there's going to be people who like you and people who don't like you, but that's not what's important. It's important that you're authentic on who and what you are, because you are that divine aspect of spirit. Making mistakes. Yeah, I've made a few, and I'm going to make some more. But I'm not letting that stop me live my life because I know that who and what I am. That should be the same for you. Don't worry about mistakes. Later on in this talk, we're going to find out why. Being let down. Isn't that one? I've got expectations. People have expectations of me. I've got expectations of people. I might be let down. So I'm going to wait on that. I'm not going to tell that person that I love them or I care about them because I might get let down. It's that fear. Wouldn't you agree? Being judged. That's a big one. I'm sure I get judged every single day. And it seems like I'm getting judged by the people who are closest to me. That may not necessarily be a bad thing, but it's still a judgment, that game, that monkey mind that's inside my head that I'm worried about, that I'm in fear of, that I'm being judged. I might not do it exactly how they want to. And so I might not try. Or my best line is, oh, I don't know how to do that. The people closest to me know that's a bunch of BS. Whenever you are afraid of something, you are worshiping it. Whatever you fear, you bow down to and give it power. Emmett Fox. Is that something true? You may not know that quote, but yet you do, if you understand what I'm saying. Because you're in fear of something, you're allowing that to have more power than you have. But you are a divine aspect of spirit. You have all the power, not in the world, but in the universe. And how about, let's go bigger still. You have all the power in consciousness, capital C. Fear of failing. Give me a break. Everything created, from the greatest to the most average, failed at some point. However, the inventor never quit. So don't worry about what we're doing or what you're doing or what you're trying to accomplish. It doesn't matter how great it is as far as context to your friends and neighbors, to your community. It's the creation itself, being authentic to yourself and being able to create from that, not worrying about whether you fail. Because when you fail, you've learned something. And that's the important part. Every day, learning something new. Because what happens when you learn something? You've become bigger. You've become stronger. You've become more enlightened. So mistakes and failure actually are a part of life. So they're nothing to be feared of. The way that I did that sentence. Yeah, fear of. Just live. Be. Try. Do. Waiting. Coming from the spiritual aspect of life. Okay, let's find out what's waiting. What are you waiting for? Wait for the idea. It may not come at first, but you must be patient, never doubting, waiting in faith. It will come. Sometimes waiting is important, to sit down, to relax, to allow those ideas to come into your consciousness, and then sift through them like sand and find the gold nuggets of what you want to do, who you want to be, what you want to accomplish. So allow the waiting to be a part of the process. Not that you're lackadaisical or lazy. No, waiting is a definite process of creating something. Whatever that is, that's up to you. That's up to me. Whether I'm creating a friendship, whether I'm creating a painting, or whether I'm just creating a mess in my backyard. Waiting can be an active verb that means to be aware of your surroundings and to discern the right time to act. There you go. I like that. Waiting is action. Waiting on that right time, discerning. Not waiting and sitting on your Barker lounger going, oh, gee, what's on TV today? And watching life pass you by and watching it on TV thinking that you're part of life. Go outside. Get lost. Meet a friend. Say hello to somebody new. One of the things, here I go off on a tangent. One of the things I love about going on cruises is I don't know anybody. And so when we go to the cafeteria or to the bar, sit down next to somebody and strike up a conversation. And you know it, within 15 minutes, they're my best friend. And sometimes, what's even better is at the end of the trip, I never see them again. But it's still that connection. It's that connection, being open and not being afraid to say just hello to somebody. I mean, to be afraid just to say hello to somebody because you might think that you're going to get judged. I'm here to tell you, so what? Judge away. Judge me right now here where I am, because I tell you what, there's no bigger critic than myself, because I have no clue what I'm doing up here. I'm teaching myself as I'm talking to y'all. And that's a good thing, because I'm not afraid to be up here and to be in front of you. That's a big fear to overcome. But I look forward to it every single time because I learn something new by the expressions on all y'all's faces. To think and to know that I saw something happen in someone's face, that it resonated with them. And that may have changed the course of what their life looks like. I will never know. But like Dr. Joe says, when you throw that pebble into that pond and that ripple goes out, you never know where the ripples of your life or who they are going to touch and what effects you have. It's just not me. It's each and every one of you. Every time you interact with somebody or say hello to somebody, you are creating a ripple in the consciousness of life. The capital L, Spirit, God, whatever you call it, you are creating ripples. No matter how vast and massive the unit of consciousness is, it still is affecting and moving and creating. Discerning the right time to act is much different than a fear to act, like I was talking about earlier. Let's not be afraid to act. Let's wait and allow that divine aspect of Spirit to come into our consciousness. It's already there. It's been there. Since the day you were born, that consciousness, that aha moment has been inside of you. It's just taken, let's see here, 57 years for my aha moment of today to happen, but it's been in part of me since I was born. And better yet, how about this? Even before I was born. Because Spirit is always present. It's always creating more of itself. You are the more of Spirit. You are not the less than of Spirit. You are the more than. Just live your life in that conviction and that knowing, regardless of where you are socially on the ladder of life. There is no ladder of life. There's a mountain of life. There's a pathway up to that consciousness, that peak. There's not one path. There's an infinite amount of paths up that single mountain. Make a plan. Execute it with confidence, knowing you can do it. Exactly that. After we've waited, after we've gotten the inspiration, put it into motion. Take that step. Then the next one. Sure, you may stumble, but you get back up and you move forward. Regardless of what has happened from the past to this moment, there is a power with each and every one of us that we can accomplish great things. Now, what's great for me may be something average for somebody else, but that's okay. Who cares? You know what? To build the highest skyscraper on this planet, there has to be a grain of sand at the bottom of that somewhere. So just because you may consider yourself a finite piece of grain of sand, you are part of the unfolding, the action of Spirit. So you're not less than. You are part of that vibration of consciousness. You have a part to play in this life. Inner inspiration is always with us. Let it give you strength. Wow, look at that. We talked about the grain of sand at the base, and here's this slide right here. This is what I'm talking about, people. I wrote this yesterday. Have no clue what I wrote yesterday. And as I'm talking, the slides and everything is coming in and falling into alignment. That's what I'm talking about. Your life always is in alignment. You are the action of Spirit, that God essence, the universe, nature, whatever you want to call it. You are the pinnacle of that action where you are. Just start. Spirit's waiting. Just like Amazon. Okay, what's William going to do today? Let's find out, because I'm going to say yes. It's up to William to determine whether he turns left or right, goes forward, or puts his car in reverse without looking in the rear view and smacks into somebody, which gave me an opportunity to say hello to somebody I wasn't expecting to meet, which makes my insurance happy because my rates go up. Just move. Just be the action of life. Be authentic. Don't be what you think somebody wants you to be. Be yourself. However quirky you are, who cares? Because the world needs quirky right now. They don't need what you think you should be. Be yourself. It gets easier as you practice this thing called life. And when I say practice this thing called life, I'm not talking about life to what you've been up to this point right here. I'm talking about life with the consciousness of knowing that you are the divine aspect of spirit. When you live from this point forward with that divine idea and know that you are capable of anything that you set your mind to, it gets easier. It gets easier. Everything that is created is art. That's one of the things with what I do, it's a very dirty job, and it's a grain of sand in the whole context of the universe and that sort of stuff. But I consider myself an artist. The person that lays tile is an artist in the craft that they've chosen to do. When you look at your life as a painting, as a piece of art, you put more time, you put more care into that. So wherever you are, consider yourself an artist. And just like a writer with those crumpled papers in that waste paper basket that you see in the movies, piled up this high, trying to get that first line on a piece of paper. So what if there's a pile of nothing from yesterday? That has nothing to do with who and what you are today. Always be an inspiration. Know that you are that divine aspect of spirit and that the aha is there. Waiting in the expectancy of a divine answer is not wasting time. And if somebody says it is, say thank you very much and have a wonderful day. But when you know what you're thinking about, what you're expecting, and what you're contemplating in, you know that's the truth. And that's where divine inspiration comes into play. David, right there. It's wonderful to see a piece of art. It's wonderful to see a piece of art. But that started off as a boulder with nothing there. It took a hammer and a chisel, I don't know how long. Your life is that marble. Don't worry about how many chisels or hammers that you've gone through to create your life. That artwork, that divine, where people see and go, oh, that's wonderful, that's beautiful. That takes a lifetime. We are each artists of our own life. To create something beautiful, to create something wonderful. But isn't that judging something? Who am I to say that that's beautiful? Here's a painting, Pollock. My wife says that looks like something that happens when I fall off the ladder with paint in my hands. But that's a million plus painting. That's the value that has. Some people look at that and go, oh my God, I would die to have that. While other people look at it and go, it's just splattered paint on a canvas. It's not worth the wood that was created for the frame. But that's our life, isn't it? Everyone has an opinion about your life. It's your opinion about your life that matters. What I'm saying with these two aspects of art is there's a multitude of expression. So what if someone says that that's ugly and that's beautiful, or vice versa? Be the artist. Be vested in your life. Get up in the morning. Say hello to someone. Be present. Be an inspiration when you can, because there might come a time when you can't. And that day's going to come. So what? If you're living in the now with alignment with Spirit, everything is perfect. So, what are you waiting for? Buckle up, Buttercup, and have a great day.